Okay, I just want to make this video for you and kind of go through how to run some of the appliances and features on this, and hopefully you can refer back to it if you have any other questions. And also thank you for your business. We certainly appreciate it. Our driver will be bringing this out to you tomorrow morning. But with that being said, we'll kind of start from the beginning. 2 propane tanks on the front. When you want to operate it, you just turn them to the on position, which they are now, and you shut it off by going that direction. Opposite on this one here. And then we just put a battery in here for you as well. It did have a battery before, but it was outdated. This battery is brand new. I don't know if you'll need the battery for your situation. If you're running off of electricity off of 110 volt, you probably won't need the battery, but it's there for you should you decide to use it. Storage compartment on the side here. Little lights there and receptacles there. Water heater right here is turned on to the use position and does have water in it. Right now there is water in the whole trailer. I will drain the freshwater tank though for the trip. If it doesn't get drained, it becomes pretty hard on the mounts. We'll just kind of walk around the outside first. I probably don't have to show you how to use the refrigerator or the microwave, but I don't know if I have the water pump on. Oh yeah. Just cold water and hot water designated by the blue and red on the faucets. In the back here is your control panel. That's for an outside shower. If you wanted to use an outside shower, you would just have to get the little, it looks like an air hose attachment that plugs into there. You have cold water and hot water. And then you have your city water connection. Oops, I must have this a little loose here. I see it's leaking. Your freshwater connection, and then this connection here is for flushing out your black tank, which is your sewage tank. Hopefully you can hear me okay. There's a lawnmower in the background. Freshwater would be if you're not going to have a water supply and you're just going to be using it off the water tank. Certainly an option, but it works better if you have city water hooked up. You get much better water pressure. You don't have to worry about running out of water. And city water just means any hose connection to either a well or to a water supply. Over on this side is the 30 amp connection. This cord here will be going with the trailer, and it's a 30 amp cord, roughly 25 feet long. You want to make sure you have a 30 amp outlet set up for you. On the side here underneath, I'll try to zoom in here for you. That is your discharge, and that is for a gray tank, which means your reused water out of your shower or out of your sinks. A little easier to see when the slide outs are in the in position. Right now everything's out, so they're a little hard to get to. And it's labeled here for you as well as gray tank. You would hook up your hose to there, and then you would pull this valve once the hose is hooked up. Right above that, extend and retract is for your landing gear, which are in the back here. I'm just going to press extend. That drops down the legs. They don't go down evenly, but they both go down. And then once one's all the way down, then the other one will secure. And then you want to put a pad or something underneath those when you get it all leveled out. And then I'm hitting retract now to bring them back up. And you'll hear when they zero themselves out, just like so. Sorry, this video will be a little lengthy, but hopefully you'll find it handy if you have to refer back to it at some point. Okay, in the front here, same thing. This is your sewage outlet, so this is where your toilet water will come out of. You'll see there's a black tank and a gray tank reservoir here, because also it's going to take your sink water from in the front, and possibly your bathroom sink water as well will go out this one. Again, they'll all get connected to that hose, and then you'll pull these 2 valves. These valves are fragile. You can see it's already missing one handle. You can unscrew this and screw it over there. Otherwise, you can actually just pull on that lever there. Usually you'll pull the black tank knob first and then the gray tank knob. However, that's not overly important. It just helps flush it out a little better. But this camper does have the built-in flush valve in the back that I was showing you before, where you hook a hose up to. Moving forward here is another stabilizer jack. Again, hit the extend button and you'll see them drop down here. And then the retract button to bring them back up. And the storage compartment. They stay open with this little latch right here. We'll go ahead and shut it. They are a 2 5/16 inch trailer ball if you ever have to tow it anywhere. On the power tongue jack here, you have an extend and you have an on and off. On and off is for the light right here. Probably a little hard to see during the daytime. And then extend and retract is just for the height of the trailer ball. It might be hard to see, but it's going up and down. Okay, the awning you can see is in the open position, and you can see the lights going down the end of it. There is a switch on the inside panel to turn those lights on or off. Also, that is a dome porch light that's switched in the same exact spot. Alright, walking inside here, I'm just going to open up the sink here. Now we're going to be using the water pump for water. Here's our control panel. We're going to turn the water pump on with this switch right here. And then after it cycles itself down, you'll hear it shut itself off. And then it's ready to use. Turn it on there. And hot water and cold water. Above there is the TV and the radio. And right above that is the speaker system.
Thanks. We're good.
Remote controls for them and keys are down in here. The keys, I'll try to take them out to show you, but actually I'm going to put the keys in the sink just so you won't lose them. But the purple keys are the door keys, and then a little round key is called a 751 key, and that's the key for the outside storage compartments. It's important to note that all travel trailers use the same key for that, so you want to avoid putting valuables in there unless you change the locks on them. Walking over to the refrigerator here, it's in the on auto position, which means that right now it's going to look for electricity first. However, if you were to have a power failure, it'll automatically switch over to gas. If you have propane in the tanks and the propane is on, then this will cool off of your battery and your propane. Little levers here just to open, and then just push close. Stove here, I believe I have the propane tanks on. We'll find out. Just turn them to the light position and hit the sparker, and all on. Safety feature here, if you're going to have little kiddos running around, make sure you pull these knobs off. If they were to turn the knob into the light position, you would have gas spilling the trailer. Obviously, you need to avoid that at all costs. Down on the bottom here is a carbon monoxide detector. The green light indicates that everything is good. If you would have a yellow light and a beep about once a minute, that would mean the detector is coming to the end of its life cycle, which is usually roughly 6 years. If you have a red light, you need to exit the trailer right away and turn off the propane. Try to find the source of the leak. Sometimes you'll get false alarms from the door being open and a vehicle being close by that's running. So that's always something to check for if you're getting a red light. Over here is the thermostat. We'll go ahead. I always leave the fan in the auto position unless you just want to run the fan. But if you leave it in auto, it'll only turn on when the air conditioner or furnace is on. Turn the air conditioner on and you can cycle through the temperature. I'm just going to turn it to a low temperature right now so it'll kick on. And there's a delay. You hear that it was probably about 10-second delay before they kick on. On the AC unit itself, hopefully you can hear me, there's little vents. If I open these, it's going to send the air directly downward. If I shut the vents, then it's going to send it through all the ductwork, which goes through the camper. You'll see the ceiling vents. If you put your hand by them, you'll feel them blowing cold air. Go ahead and shut that off. And again, once I turn it off, it's still going to blow for a few seconds, usually about 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to turn the furnace to the on position and just turn it up higher than the outside temperature now so we can hear it turn on. Same thing with a delay. We're going to get a delay. And then once we hear it kick on, which I just heard it kick on, if you come by the floor, we'll feel air coming out, but it's not going to be hot air yet. After it does all its safety checks, then you'll hear it fire up, which I just heard it. And then again, it's going to be just blowing the air through, and eventually it'll start to get warm, which it's starting to get warm right now. And just to go ahead and shut it off, I hit the off button. Again, it'll run for 10-15 seconds, and then it'll shut itself off. Cable TV wire and TV mount in the back here. Storage here, nothing to show you in there. This is for the vent on the roof, and then this is for the lights. Also, there's little LED lights in the corners. When I close these slide outs, these tables have to be removed, otherwise they will hit the island. So they make a place to stow these tables right inside of the couch. So the tables will be in there for you. Walking into the bathroom, I just got to go turn that water pump back on. I think I left it on actually. Yep, still on. So I want to use water, so I just turn on cold or hot water. And same with the shower, you have cold water on this side. See it coming out. And hot water on this side. And the furnace just finally turned off. The toilet is a foot flush. There's a little lever there. Let's flush the toilet, you'll see the water coming. Rule of thumb is usually just a 1 second flush for liquids and a 3 to 4 second flush for solids. Light switches on the wall again. I don't think there's anything TV mounting place there. More light switches. If you've never had a travel trailer before, it will be a little overwhelming at first. Once you kind of go through it for a day or two and figure it all out, and any quirks it may have, which they tend to have some, although this one seems to be working out just fine. But after that, if you have questions, YouTube is always a great source. Also, you're always welcome to contact me at any point. I'm not a great educator. I know what I'm trying to say, it just doesn't translate well sometimes. We're going to go ahead and bring the awning in, so we're going to come back to the control panel here. If I wanted to turn off the awning light, that would just be this switch here. And to bring the awning in, you can see it coming in here. It's important to note that the awning should not be out over 7 miles per hour. They say anything stronger than that is when you can get those wind gusts, and that can tear the awning right off, causing extreme damage sometimes. Not just to the awning, but to the RV itself. And once you see it's all the way in, then you're good. And then again, going through the lights here. This is your outside floodlight. Your your porch light. If I want to turn on a water heater, I can use it as gas or electric, or you can do both. Most people use gas because it's the fastest way to reheat it. But you can actually use both to reheat it even faster. You can hear the flame running in there. It's an automatic pilot, so you don't have to light it. And we just hit the off button to kill that. Alright, so now we're going to shut the slide outs, which is usually one of the final steps. But first I want to make sure the lights are off in the back bedroom. They all look good. These lights here are a little thumb switch. Once the slide outs are shut, you sometimes cannot access other rooms, so you want to go ahead and shut those right away. I'm not going to shut this slide out just yet because I want to stow the tables, but I just want to show you that it works properly. And we'll try to shut the back one first. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but it's shutting. I'm sure you can see it now. Okay, then I'm going to come over here, and I thought I had a light on, but it's actually just the sun. Turn off the refrigerator, just turn it to the off position. Shut this other slide out. Always double check to make sure there's nothing interfering with the slide out. They are powerful and they'll rip the drawers right off. Everything looks good. It'll come pretty close to the counter, but it won't hit. Okay. Again, the keys are in the sink. I will put the title actually in the freezer here. That way it cannot get lost. So title will be signed over to you when you figure out if you're going to register it in Florida or Michigan. You just go ahead and take it to your Department of Motor Vehicles. Looks like we got some more lights on here somewhere, so I'm missing some switches, which are right back here. Okay, this door we want to make sure is shut before we shut the slide out. And I just want to show you that this slide out operates properly, but I'm going to have to put it back out to take the tables and stow them. I'll show you why in a second. So if we were to bring the slide out all the way in, then we could not get access to the bottom of the couch, which is where we stow them, and the tables would hit on the island. So that's about as far as we're going to go at this point. But again, I'll go ahead and get it all settled in for the transport. I think that should be it. If I missed anything or if you have any other questions, just feel free to give me a call. And once again, we appreciate your business, and hopefully it gives you years of enjoyment. Thank you.